Every time I go out with the camera, it gives me something more than just photos to think about. It helps my mental health, fuels my sense of exploration, and sparks new adventures. That's why this video is all about photography, exploration, and mental health, and I want to share why that is with you today. Heading out to familiar locations like what I've done today, it might not be the most exciting, it might not be the most challenging of trips out with the camera doing landscape photography today, but it's always good revisiting old favourites, I find, putting a new spin on compositions that we're familiar with, because you see, every day brings something new, doesn't it? I'm reminded that landscape photography locations can be found in the most unusual of places. This is a location I've enjoyed coming back to over the years, and I first stumbled across it searching through social media. To get here though, I have to walk across a nudist beach of all places. Another reason to get out and nice and early with the camera, get done and dusted before anyone else shows up. Although it's getting a bit chilly now, of course, approaching October, there's a bit of rain in the offing potentially as well, so that might deter a few people getting out today. I'm often mindful of the mental health benefits that you gain from getting out and doing photography. I did a bit of a Google dive as a result in midweek. The NHS website suggests that getting out doing photography encourages exploration and adventure. Now the website says, and I quote, "It helps us to step outside our comfort zones, exploring new environments, whether it be a park, city, hiking trail or nudist beach." Okay, it doesn't actually talk about nudist beaches on there, I've just added that bit in there, but it does go on to say that the sense of exploration and curiosity can inject excitement and novelty in our lives. As a result, it got me thinking even more about all the places that I've visited whenever I've gone out and done landscape photography, whenever I've gone out with the camera, ever since starting this back in 2021. And I spoke earlier, right at the start of the year, about my disappointment, about the fact there were so many places in the southeast that at the time I'd barely scratched the surface. But let's turn that on its head and turn it from a negative into a positive. And I'm going to do that by asking myself a question. How many of those places that I've been to here in the southeast, how many of those, like here, like where I am today, would I visit if I wasn't out doing landscape photography, if I wasn't going out with the camera? The answer, it would be a hell of a lot lower. But to expand on what I've talked about today and what the NHS says about the sense of exploration, I've been down to this stretch of the coast 4-5 times in the past. It was always to the coast. It's always to shoot long exposures, the boats, everything lying around on the beach, like what I've kind of done today for the most part. But lying right next door to the coast is this little nature reserve. Of course, I've ignored it for 3-4 of the trips out here, and I finally thought, okay, let's come over and see what I can find. Sometimes it's just about stepping into the unknown. You can't rely on what somebody else has shared on social media. You can't go by Google satellite imagery because it's all very hazy, all the data's limited. So you're stepping into the unknown. It's a chance to go out and grab something that no one else has ever managed to find before. And then there's the second word that the NHS mentions, adventure. In the next 3 weeks, I'm hoping to get out, do some car camping, take the camera to a part of the country that I'm not usually able to get to, head out with the camera and do some landscape photography, capture some beautiful scenes that I wouldn't normally be able to shoot. Would I do car camping? Would I do any of this if I wasn't into landscape photography? No. No, I wouldn't. I think this video though has been a reminder even for me as how therapeutic photography can be, how it can help my mental health. There's times where I'll go out with the camera, I'll have the weight of the world on my shoulders, I'll be wondering, should I truly be coming out today? However, by the time I get back to the car and I'm done and dusted, all those concerns will have just washed away. Thank you though for joining me out on location today. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope to see you back out with me next week. But for now, from me to you, goodbye.